Hello and welcome to the Northern General Hospital. When you're admitted to hospital, first of all, you'll be seen by a doctor in the Accident and Emergency Department. The doctor will then make a plan for your ongoing care and treatment needs. From the Accident and Emergency Department, you will be admitted onto our frailty unit. That is where a group of specialised doctors, nurses and therapists will again assess your needs and make a plan for your care. We have 5 base wards in geriatric medicine, 3 here at the Northern General Hospital and 2 at the Royal Hallamshire Hospital. Depending on your needs will depend where you are located. Each of the wards cares for patients with a variety of medical conditions. We have a ward that focuses on patients with Parkinson's disease. We have a ward that focuses primarily on the care of patients with dementia, and 3 base wards caring for our elderly population. When arriving at the hospital to visit, you'll come through the Huntsman main entrance. Follow that corridor straight along, and about halfway down you'll find the sign for the Brearley Wing and the Huntsman dining room. If you follow that corridor to the very end, you'll arrive at the 3 base wards, Brearley 5, Brearley 6 and Brearley 7. Brearley 7 is our ward that cares for patients with a diagnosis of dementia. Each of the wards has 4 bays, and in each bay is 6 beds. There are also 4 individual cubicles on each ward. Each bed space has a standard setup of a bed, a patient chair, a locker and a table. We have a supply of clothes because it's really important to prevent patients from deconditioning while they're in hospital, which is a condition where they become accustomed to being in bed, wearing their pyjamas and not being as active as they would usually be out in their own environments. The ward has a simple stock of things that will be required to meet and maintain your hygiene needs, such as soap, toothbrush, toothpaste, towels, things like that. However, there's nothing like the comforts of your own belongings, so feel free to ask your relatives to bring you anything that you need that will make your stay more pleasant. Part of getting well while you're in hospital is maintaining your nutritional needs. The hospital has an extensive menu of food available, both at meal times and out of hours. However, again, if there are certain things that you really like to eat, please do encourage your families to bring these in for you. While we will take every possible care of you and your belongings in hospital, there are risks associated. We would encourage you not to bring money into hospital or things that are of great value, as the ward cannot accept responsibility for these. If you wear glasses or hearing aids, could we ask that these are labelled with your name so that we know who they belong to, as these things, very, very important, do sometimes go missing in a hospital environment. In caring for the elderly, it's very important that we have some structure, some routine and some stimulation to keep the minds and the bodies active. We have a number of activities on the wards, such as art therapy, music therapy and dance, which are really enjoyable for the patients. We have a number of information leaflets which can be found on each of our wards to advise you about keeping safe while in hospital. As we get older, our risk of falls increases. That risk increases furthermore on a hospital admission. This can be because you're out of your own environment, because you're medically unwell and you're tired and not quite feeling in top form. There are a number of things we will do to reduce your risk of falls in hospital. This will include an assessment by a physiotherapist. You will be provided with any walking aids that may be of benefit to you. We will provide you with red socks, which are an anti-slip, which will prevent you from slipping on our floors. If required, we will hire in specialist equipment, such as a low bed and specialist chair seating to ensure that you are comfortable and your safety protected. If you have any concerns or worries about your risk of falls while in hospital, please speak to a member of staff. The hospital has an excellent reputation for preventing infection. One of the main ways we can do this with your help is to ensure that hands are washed well, effectively and regularly. Don't feel afraid to challenge any member of staff if you feel they haven't washed their hands appropriately before providing your care. Visiting hours on the ward are from 8 AM till 8 PM. Visiting can be arranged outside these hours, but we would advise that you speak to the nurse in charge of the ward and the patient that you are wanting to visit. Visiting hours on the wards is 8 AM until 8 PM. Visiting can be arranged outside these hours if necessary, but please speak to the nurse in charge of the ward at the time you'd like to visit. We do not advise that you bring children under 12 to visit patients in hospitals due to the risks associated with infection. If you wish to bring a child to visit, please do ring the ward to make arrangements prior. When you're ready for home, you will be transferred to the discharge lounge where transport will collect you and take you home.